It is the little things that make a big difference in the end. In modern metal and metalcore, you hear a lot of glitched guitar transitions, stuttered triplet kind of grooves, synths, whooshes and reverses into your breakdowns and verses. Therefore, learning these techniques will go a long way for you to create music that sounds relevant and modern. Today, I would like to show you how you can implement ghostly vocal reverse whooshes into the chorus, and a few different ways to do that. You can explore your creativity, get excited, and see where it brings you. Let's do it. Our ghost in the attic tone. Check out how it sounds like after reversing, hey? This is really sick. Hey, I'm Dr. Mike Trubetskov and I'm here to bring valuable information on recording, producing and mixing metal. So mate, please like and subscribe and share this with your mates so that the value travels around. I'm also offering individual and group coaching sessions where we open up your projects in the real time over the internet, and I guide you through your challenges and guide you through your challenges and help you overcome the roadblocks in order for you to create better music. So if this is of interest, link in description and let's go. Overall, the technique of reversing sounds goes a really long way in metalcore, modern metal, in cinematic music and basically any modern music overall, because the reversion of the sound gives it an unusual edge, and literally you cannot hear reversed sounds in your life at all. Reversing the sounds allows you to really emphasize the transition into each section. To achieve the effect the right way, you need to apply a specific and detailed technique. Without further ado, let's look into this production technique together. Here goes. This is the example by a band called Deadweight 80, local Melbourne band, hardcore metalcore band that I had a pleasure working with. This is the song called Dead Flowers, and it does feature that cool entrance into the first verse. I think it sounds really cool, and here is how this reverse whoosh sounds by itself in isolation. Really ghostly, really blurred out, and you cannot really tell any lyrical lines, which is exactly what you want. So now, let's go ahead and create this one from scratch together, so that you can learn how to do it in your projects. Let's go. I must admit that creating such reverses is not that simple. Sometimes you gotta really pick the right line. However, in this case, what was done is I went ahead and just took the first line of the verse, which sounds like this. Silent! So you can do the same thing, and you can go ahead and reverse it once, which creates that super weird demonic approach where vocal line is inverted. This gives a very different perception, and for some reason our brain works the way that this just stands out for us, because we cannot hear such sounds in our ordinary life. Next thing that you can do is add a delay, and in this case I'm using the crystallizer, which is a reversed delay. Let's see what this sounds like. We are using quarter note delay with the 8th note splicing, and then it is reversing the signal. 50-50 dry to wet ratio, and it sounds like this. If we do not reverse the tails, they sound like this. And reverse again. This does create a more diffused tone to it, but it jumps out a bit too much. However, all of this will be fixed in the next step, where we go ahead and add reverb, and in this case it's 100% wet reverb of 4.3 second decay, and it's a whole, which sounds like this. So it is huge. Reverb is important to dial in correctly. Because if you do not use the right kind of reverb, your tone will be off. After this is implemented, all you do is you highlight your track. You basically print this selection, which sounds like this now. Let's see. All you have left to do is reverse it back. And now it sounds like this. Which is fun. And in order for it to hit right, you just cut out the beats that do make sense. Literally, that's it. So the double reversing technique works super well for blurring out these lines and making this as weird as possible. And those reverse delay tails contribute to the ghostiness of this. This is how you make this effect in a nutshell. And so in this next section now, let's experiment with the different parameters, different delay, different reverbs, and see what works the best. Let's go a couple of steps back and see how much of a contribution the delay and reverb make to the tone of our resulting inverse effect. I would advise trying a Valhalla delay. I don't want this to ping pong too much. I want this more smooth than my original right now, actually. I'm inclined to experiment with the pitch algorithm. Maybe even reverse pitch, indeed. That's pretty good now. Let's filter it out. Right, this is nice. And now for the detune, let's see. Oh, that sounds weird enough for me to accept this. Let's experiment with the diffusion. Basically, this is a way to blur that delay tail some more. Now this is weird as hell. Let's see what kind of reverbs we can use. I'm inclined to also experiment with the shimmer, because shimmer is a pitch shifted module which can make your sounds really weird by implementing that pitch correction once again. Okay. This is where I'm saying that the right type of reverb is crucial, because this one amplifies the low end too much, and if you add that to your production, I think that it would not sound right. So let's find something else which would be fine. I like this one, and plates typically have a harsher tone for reverbs and not as spacious as holes. They have that edgy sort of sound. This one kind of works. It almost sounds like a ghost in your old attic. Let's commit this first result and see what it sounds like. Wow, this is really sick. I really love how the pitched tone from the top goes down, almost like a plane landing to us. Really sick. So you can experiment with going the opposite direction as well. Maybe let's do that. Let's go other way around. Yes, and let's add this shimmer. I believe that this will sound creepy as hell. And let's commit that. Commit, reverse, see what happens. Great. So far, shimmer provided the smoothest response. This sounds like a tidal wave coming at you, which is amazing. Now let's see which one sounds the best in the song. First, we go for our Ghost in the Attic tone. That was really cool. Now, our shimmer. The tidal wave. This sounds nice, it just sounds smoother, has less character, so if you want something cleaner, a bit more sterile for your maybe modern metalcore gent kind of production, then this way is really good and hard to go wrong with. And now let's listen to the original, which is the crystallizer, more granulized kind of tone. And this one is a bit more subtle, which makes sense for this specific song. So this is it for creating the ghostly reversed vocal whooshes and entrances for your modern metal, metalcore, or any traditional black death metal. This approach can lift your transitions quite a lot and make your verses sound more exciting because there is a build into it. All you have to do, once again to reiterate the process, is you grab a specific vocal line, you reverse it, you apply delay and reverb. Delay is 50% wet, reverb is 100% wet. You can experiment with pitch shifting algorithms for your delays and reverbs. Then you print this whole assembly as a wet element and reverse it back, and then you put it into your mix. I hope that this helps and inspires you for your next productions. Let me know in comments which one you prefer the most and which one gave you the most excitement. Until next time, take care.